Good morning. Welcome to Sending Ravens. Rufus, say good morning. Hey, Rufus. There's a handsome kitty. That's my Rufus. Now this morning I'd like to introduce this wonderful book. It's a tarot tool by Ashella Yardley. And if anybody wants to get a hold of one of these, anyone studying tarot, you need a book like this. There's some really bad tarot books out there, and this is a really good tool, and I highly recommend it. And a very dear friend of mine, who we studied tarot together, she says I was her tarot teacher, but really we were learning together. Yeah, amazing woman, wonderful belly dancer, just all around good person. Yeah, and this book is just one of a series. So she's working on some other ones. So, it'll be a growing tool. So you can start with this book, though. Start with this book. And let me know if you want to get one. I'll hook you up. Okay, so here's... Oh, Panther came back. Yeah, somebody was wondering where the Panther went. Panther did not go far. There's that beautiful Panther. Let's see what's going on this morning. See what we got going on. Queen of Cups. Ooh. Queen of Swords. A couple of queens going on. Intense energy. Knight of Swords in the past. And the Four of Cups in between. Wow. Okay, so right off the bat, Queen of Cups. Now, she's a little bit navel-gazing in a way. If you look at her, she's very much focused on that cup. And cups are emotions, feelings. And she looks like she's maybe over-focused on those feelings. So that's why the cup is so ornate. When all the other cups in all the other cup cards look like this, so they're simpler cups, her cup is very fancy. And the whole idea behind the card is, and if you notice, she has no boundaries between the water and her. When this tide rises, she's going to be up, water up to her knees, So she's in trouble emotionally sometimes, right? Or she's just deeply immersed in her feelings. Now, if she's really well aspected, which by the way, she is not, I wouldn't call this badly aspected, but I'd say neutral or, slanting towards not so great. Okay, but if the sun was next to her or some kind of really brilliantly happy card, I would talk about her in the most, the most positive sense, which would be deeply feeling, loving, psychic abilities with all that water, and also like emotionally maybe a healer, medicine woman, that sort of thing. But when she's not so well aspected, I talk about it more like somebody who might be a little bit depressed, some sadness, and not that, like we can't help that sometimes, but just deeply in her feelings, and sometimes maybe overly exaggerating how she feels, because we need to remember that we actually can decide how to feel about things. Feelings are a decision. You can decide to stay really focused on a sad feeling, and you can make a huge deal out of a sad feeling. You can go back over things that hurt your feelings, if you want to. But I prefer not to do that. I've trained myself not to, and move out of here, and maybe I don't stay enough time in my feelings. My daughter said that is the case, and that may be the case, but I'm choosing to actually have a lighter-hearted lifetime. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to have fun here. So all those feelings, I'm choosing to choose happy feelings, but possibly I'm delusional that way. So if you like being in here, because she's a little melancholy, I can't be here for too long. It's just not me. So, but, it's not a bad card. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but she can overreact to her feelings and be immersed in them and, you know, stay in a sad place just too long. Okay. And I don't know if that's healthy. Now, the past that led to the situation. So we've got the Knight of Swords. So some kind of a intense, passionate, driven person. And sometimes when that card is not well aspected, it can actually be a youthful male energy that's really aggressive and directed, you know, not necessarily in a positive way, and often verbally, because so verbally abusive and or difficult, or someone angry. Okay, if you just look at the card, there's a lot of energy in there, and it's not always positive, especially if it's not well aspected. Yeah, so something might have been said or some kind of energy output that was kind of negative, or there was a male in your life, a young man, and or male energy, because, you know, women and men can both have male energy. So some kind of energy that feels a little aggressive and maybe angry or even really self-centered has created somebody out there listening to feel sad, introspective. Maybe something someone said in anger could have created a sadness. Now be careful what you allow in, because this is in the atmosphere. I think someone else's opinion about something isn't, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be your opinion about it, right? So be aware that you can choose how you feel about whatever was said here, right? You might have got an email or a text, or a male, like, so your son maybe, or a co-worker, you know, a friend, a lover. Somebody said something that was a little abrupt, and you can choose to feel sad about it and stay in that feeling, or you can, you know, she's very detached, this woman. Maybe this is what we need to do. And she really looks at things and knows her boundaries. So she takes what she needs from the conversation and leaves behind judgment and or anything she doesn't really need. So she's very discerning about what she's taking in to herself and keeps a really firm boundary. And I feel like we have a choice. We can go into this mode here, feeling sorry for ourselves, or feeling sad about the situation, or over dwelling on what was said. Okay, or we can go here, okay, where we detach and really look at it from an intellectual perspective. Don't take it personally. Don't take other people's opinions personally, right? And we can decide what we're going to take in and what we're not going to take in. We can decide. Okay, you can decide. Yeah, and then you can carry on with your day and go, okay, well, noted that you feel that way. Noted that you feel this way. Okay, maybe not my feelings, maybe not how I feel about things, and I'm going to move forward in my unique way. This card asks you to stay focused on your unique way of doing things. Okay, stay focused on your unique way of doing things. And yeah, the card is about valor. So stick to your own version of how you see things. You don't need to take this person's advice and or opinion because it came from a place that maybe is not where you are, right? Stick to your own personal opinion about things and how you want things to go. This card says defend your uniqueness, defend your position in a way. Okay, right? But if you get all sad and take this personally, it might cause you to take action and change just because, you know, somebody said something and you change how you would do it because of that. But it's like, no, actually, sometimes you need to stick to your guns on something. Stick to the way you do it. Okay, and let things naturally take their course. Okay, we've got this death card, so that's naturally, because death is a natural occurrence in the physical world anyway. Oh, hey Betty, how's it going, sweetie? Brother and sister here. Rufus is a lot older, and Betty, she's just 3. I got her a few Christmases ago, and it was a great little hey sweetie, how are you? I gotta tell you, I'm kind of crazy about Betty. Almost crazy about her. She makes me so happy. Okay, so we've got the death card here. So letting go of something slowly and surely, and maybe it's even other people's opinions, right? Letting go and staying really firm about your unique approach. And it's like standing for yourself and trusting yourself. Don't get taken off course by other people's opinion. And it's great. It's nice to have input. Now here we've got the Six of Cups here. So we've got the Six, so friends, and also people that do give their opinion, they're just trying to help. Like they're trying to help. It's like, but you can take things from it and go, okay, duly noted. But you don't need to get all, you need your boundaries. She has no boundaries. That's the thing with her. That water can lap her right up. Whereas she might have too many boundaries, but sometimes that's necessary. She keeps everybody else apart from herself. That's what the big sword's all about. And runs everything through her intellect and goes, okay, how do I actually think about this? No, I'm going to take it my way and let go of, what was said back here. Let go of insecurities, that just someone's opinion can throw you into, a mood or feeling like nothing you're doing is right anymore. It's like, no, you need to take everything with a grain of salt. Also recognize that input is like, it's like love in a way, because people are actually taking the time to give you advice, which is kind of sweet. It means they care about you. So if you take it like that and say, okay, that was friendly advice, but I'm going to do this, or take a bit from that makes sense in the parts that don't, stick to your uniqueness, defend your honor, but at the same time, don't take it personally that someone had some input, because it means they actually care and they're thinking about you, right? That's kind of fun. And it's actually very kind of sweet. Okay, so we've got the Magician, right? And then we've got the Page. Yeah, I feel like you were given some advice. Some of it's going to work and some of it isn't. And the Magician goes forward, making magic from, so taking from what they can use, and it's like they're like an artist almost, right? Taking what they can use and making magic. So they get something that was talked about here is really good advice and really important for you to go forward. Okay, but not to take personally. Don't take it personally, and remember your boundaries, and be sure to include your own discerning way of doing things, because actually you've been doing things your way for a really long time, and trust yourself too, right? So it's like, thanks for that. I'm going to take some of that. Thank you very much. But I'm not going to, some of it I might not use, and I'm going to go forward and just keep honing, my creative project, which might be your life, right? Maybe the advice was about, your whole life and how you approach life. Okay. Now with that King of Cups there, the King of Cups, he's very deeply psychologically intelligent. Sometimes we really need that deep psychological intelligence, seeing through what's being said and taking what we need from it. And then also recognizing a lesson in the situation. There might be a lesson in the situation for you to really trust yourself, and the whole situation could have been created for you to learn to trust your own instincts more. Okay? Yeah, sometimes things like that happen. Thank you so much. This has been Sending Ravens, and do like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, I'm going to put a buy me a cuppa on the site, so everybody can buy me a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Actually, I'm a coffee drinker. I don't drink tea. Haha, no way. But I'm definitely a coffee drinker, so if somebody wants to donate, the price of a cappuccino, I would love it, and I'd be so appreciative. Thank you so much, and do like and share. Bye-bye.